hindi ka raw na-busted ever. True or false?
False. I think.
Talaga?
So,
Nagka-girlfriend ka na sa showbiz?
Yeah, one. Siya.
After ba ng Maria Clara at Ibarra, meron ka ng, at least man lang na pag-uusapan ng mga projects?
Yung movie namin ni Shaira Diaz. It's coming out on February 15. And apart from that, I think I have a movie with Barbie Forteza. Actually,
wow! So mabubuhay yung pilay.
Yeah, Yeah, and I heard din na magkakaroon ulit kami ng teleserye ni Barbie. So, I heard lang. Hi everybody.
Wow.
It's a pleasure to be here, Nelson. Thanks for the invite.
David, isa-segue ko na. Alamin natin yung mga misconceptions about you. Kasi syempre yung unang tingin mo, ang unang tingin sa'yo, di ba? Parang may first impression ng tao. Pero sabihin mo sa akin kung ano yung totoo sa hindi totoo.
Well, so ganito.
Sabihin ko yung mga characteristics, ha?
Oh.
Okay. 1. Rich kid, privileged, o walang naranasang hirap sa buhay?
Siguro ganito na lang, Nelson, kasi hindi naman, kumbaga lahat ng tao kasi may sarili-sariling problema. Depende yun sa box mo eh. Diba? Like ako kasi, as David Licao, iba yung problema ko. I mean, maybe for others, na para sa kanila hindi problema yung nararanasan kong problema, para sa akin problema siya. And like, same with you, same with everyone else.
Yeah.
Alam mo, so siguro yung privilege, siguro like yes, my family is comfortable naman. Pero hindi kasi lahat given sa akin eh.
Pinagtrabaho ka rin, in a way.
Oo, like as in lahat ng meron ako ngayon, pinagtrabahuhan ko yun. At saka na-experience ko lahat, like gaya ng ganito, like na-experience kong mag-jeep, mag-bus, mag-commute.
No way.
Oo, first time ko na siguro ito yung makwento. When I was 14 years old, masama kasi ipin ko. And siguro that came from me not spoiled by my parents. Siguro dun, I don't know if it makes sense, pero siguro for me...
Well, it does.
Yun, so at that time, pangit yung ipin ko. Sungki-sungki, like ito, nasa likod, ganyan. Tapos, kumbaga yung adjustment yun ng braces ko eh. Sabi ko sa mom ko na parang, pwede ba ako pahatid sa dentist kasi magpapa-adjust na ako ng braces. And she said no. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Driver naman.
Baka naman may lakad si mami.
Yeah, hindi. Ewan ko, siguro hindi lang siya masyadong sa akin before. Hindi ako siya to love. So,
grabe naman. Pero, so, moving on.
Yeah, tapos, so syempre, like me na being persistent and passionate sa, parang gusto ko gumanda yung ipin ko. Ang ginawa ko, kasi we live in sa may Balintawak, sa isang village doon. And then, syempre, naglakad ako. At 14 years old, naglakad ako sa EDSA. Tapos nag-jeep ako, nag-MRT ako. Yung dentist ko kasi nasa Forbes eh. So, tapos nagkamali.
Nagmakati ka pa?
Oo, nagkamali ako ng station. Bumaba ako sa may Dasmariñas. So, that's like one station away. Wala na akong pera. So wala na akong kumbaga sakto lang yung pera ko eh. Wala na akong mag-isa pang siguro 200 lang siguro dala ko nun or less. So ang nangyari, nagkamali ako, tapos nilakad ko yung station to station. Diba? Naglakad ako sa EDSA at 14 years old. So yun lang. I mean for me, big deal. Kasi siguro nisip nila na parang lahat nga given sa akin, na parang everything was easy, like pero hindi. Naghirapan ko lahat and meron din akong hardships na hindi lang nila alam kasi, siguro outside appearance ko, like the way I post on Instagram na parang all happy.
Yeah. Oo, kasi I'm sure yung kinukwento mo sa akin ngayon na paglalakad mo, one of those lang na naituro sa iyo ng parents mo to face real life, ika nga.
Experience ko rin sumabit sa mga bus. Kasi papuntahan ko yung ex-girlfriend ko. So, nakatira
for love.
Oo, nakatira siya sa Mindanao Avenue. Ayaw naman ako akitid ng parents ko. So, nag-jeep ako, nakasabit ako sa bus. I mean, it wasn't easy for me.
Pero yung mga yon, yung kinukwento mo sa akin ng mga, yung mga naranasan mo, of course, you don't really have to do it on a on a daily basis, ano? Sa tingin mo, malaki yung naituro niyan sa'yo?
Kasi proud ako na parang, alam mo yun, na parang,
anytime pagawa sa'yo. So ngayon, pasabitin ka sa jeep, pwede ka sumabi.
Oo naman, gagawin. Wala na. At least nagawa ko. Tsaka like, pupunta ako ng school, nag-LRT lang ako dati. So, simple lang ako eh. Siguro naisip ng mga tao na medyo rich kid nga, pero hindi naman talaga.
Well, number 2, David daw is happy-go-lucky. Parang walang plano sa buhay.
No, don't think so. Like, love me right now.
Sa dami ng ginagawa mo, no? Inside and outside of showbiz.
Yeah, siguro yung persona ko lang, yung arrive ko siguro, parang ganun eh, na parang wala akong pakialam sa mga nangyayari. But in reality, you know, like tumatakbo yung utak ko. Like, it's a non-stop thinking about what I can do and what I can improve on.
May share ko lang, David, I know the listeners would appreciate this. You're the one who shared sa akin kung paano mag-meditate, yung time management. So parang, for somebody as young as you are, in fact, di ba, napagkwentuhan nga natin, kaedad ko ang tatay mo, Yeah. 1970 pinanganak. And sabi ko, you can be my kid. Pero di ba, for me to get something like that from a younger person, talaga nakakahanga. Of course, you did not learn that overnight, pero yung over the course of time na ang dami-dami mong, plano sa buhay, ang dami-dami mong iniisip, and of course, sa prodding ng parents mo.
Nangyari lang to when I'm all for self-improvement was during the start of the pandemic. Parang gave me the time to think and do the things na I wasn't able to do pre-pandemic. Kasi like pre-pandemic, medyo happy-go-lucky ako at that time. I would go to bars every time, like drink with my friends, ganun.
Pero bata ka pa noon. Like, how old were you then?
24. I was 24 noong 2019.
Right off college, no?
Yeah, oo.
Parang sort of. Kasi I believe ang mga millennials ngayon, di ba, parang meron silang tinatawag na gap year.
Yeah, oo. So parang give you
which I don't understand kasi yung gap year, yung pagkatapos mong graduate, may 1 year or 2 years na hindi ka magtatrabaho. Para magpapahinga ka muna bago ka magtrabaho. Hindi. Well, oo.
Okay lang yan. Tagal natin.
Oo, ginawa ko yun. Pero nanay ko kasi, ang ginawa sa akin, hindi na ako pinadala ng pera kasi my mom is in the US. So, parang cold turkey. Hindi na ako pinadala ng pera. Basta sinabi niya sa akin, kung gusto mong bayaran yung bill mo sa ilaw, magtrabaho ka.
Okay.
Graduate ka na, magtrabaho ka. So, ayun. Para kung binuhusan ng malamig na tubig nun, tapos hindi ko alam saan ako pupunta at saka kung paano ako magsisimula. Salimuot din yung mga pinagdaanan ko.
Present tayo.
Okay. Si David ba, katulad ni Fidel, na nakukuha lahat ng gusto?
Hindi lahat eh. Hindi talaga lahat.
May frustrations ka pa rin.
Alam mo kasi, Nelson, like, I'm sure like you can relate. Parang you always want more. Diba? Like as a person, as a human being, parang yun yung nature ng mga tao eh. Parang pag na-achieve mo na tong certain achievement that you wanted like probably 2 years ago, and there comes another, like wants and dreams. Diba? So it's a non-stop dreaming, but it's just really up to you if you wanna like reach that. If you have the means na maging successful na paghirapan lahat ng bagay. So,
kasi ako personally, it used to scare me pag meron akong achievement. Kasi parang what's going to be next? Yun yung kinakatakot ko na parang lalo na pag malaki yung achievement ko, parang ano ba yung susunod kong pwedeng gawin to top this one? Parati yung nakakatakot.
Totoo yun. But siguro kailangan natin mas maging grateful siguro. Take a step back.
Yes. Ikaw ba, David, ito ay isa pa. Hindi ka raw na-busted ever? True or false?
False. I think.
Talaga?
Oo naman. Busted na ako siguro a couple of times.
Naku, maraming mag-aaklas na mga David fans. Parang, hindi yan totoo.
Hindi, ako. Na-busted ako. Nasaktan na rin ako. Naiwan na rin ng babae. So, hindi totoo yun.
For a young person like you, David, how do you cope with heartbreaks?
Honestly, ang hirap ng heartbreak. Mas mahirap pa siya na kunwari matanggap mo yung kumbaga hindi ka nakuha sa isang trabaho, sa isang audition, or tinanggal ka sa trabaho. Ang pinakamahirap para sa akin yung heartbreak eh. Kasi meron kang sense of attachment dun sa taong nakarelasyon mo. So it's really hard. Pero I don't know, like siguro ako yung type na parang nag-give up lang ako kapag sagad na. Kumbaga parang parang I don't have regrets later on. So, yun, talaga minamaximize ko na parang, sige, paglaban natin to, let's fight for this, until you reach a certain point na parang in one snap, parang okay. Parang hindi nga talaga.
Dave, take us to that experience. Ano yung nararamdaman mo? Kasi parang interested ako, no? Parang, yung you say na parang, masyadong ano yung tipping point mo eh, parang mataas yung tolerance mo sa bago ka bumigay.
Pero di ba usually sa relationships naman ang nangyayari is naging toxic kapag hindi kayo for each other. Diba? But then ipaglalaban mo pa din kasi mahal mo yung tao. Kasi paglalaban mo, tapos away kayo ng away, tapos abot ka dun sa parang tipping point na parang kumbaga, toxic ka talaga. Tapos syempre ang question na papasok sa isip mo is like worth it pa ba to? Worth it ba to ipaglaban? Or baka mas okay na break kami? Tapos pag nag-break naman kayo, ang isipin mo naman, parang shocks, ang sakit naman kung nakita ko na siya may kasamang ibang lalaki. So mangyayari, balik ka ulit dun sa partner mo kasi hindi mo kaya na may makita may kasamang ibang lalaki or babae, di ba? So,
at teka muna, Dave, ito ba kinukwento mo lang sa akin na theoretically o nangyari na sa'yo to?
Nangyari sa akin. I've had five exes na eh. So,
wow. Wow, marami-rami
Oo, marami.
Grabe si Fidel
Oo. Pero for some reason, kapag nagmamahal ka, pare-parehas pa rin eh. Kumbaga, like, meron ng certain things na parang matutunan mo from your past. Pero pag nandun ka na umabot ka na sa point na mahal mo yung tao, hindi mo talaga siya, I mean, you can't drift away from that, like, na shocks, parang hindi ko kaya na wala siya, like, paglalaban ko to, mga ganyan. But then, siguro abot na lang sa point na you have to think logically for yourself, because at the end of the day, sarili mo pa rin yung pinaka-importante.
Well, that's true. David, ikaw ba pag nakipagrelasyon ka, talagang seryosohan? So, or meron ka ring mga relationships na, parang, ano lang to parang, let's keep it light, ganon.
Siguro nag-keep it light lang ako kapag kagaling ko lang sa relasyon. Diba? Hindi maganda na like to jump from a relationship to another relationship right away kasi
na-in love ka na rin doon sa mga keep it light relationship.
Oo naman, syempre kapag kumbaga nakita mo sa kanya yung wala dun sa previous mo. So
yung mga yung mga keep it light, di ba ito yung mga rebound?
Yung mga rebound na tinatawag diba? So ayun, but like, I don't know. I mean, tinatry ko na tawag magkaroon ng rebound kasi syempre hindi naman din unfair para dun sa babae.
That's true. Wow. Talagang mature ang mga approach mo ngayon Pero ito, sagutin mo to, David. Si David ba ay mayabang or suplado in person?
Honestly, I get that a lot na mayabang daw ako.
Bakit no? Bakit?
Look ko kasi, parang nakasimangot ako palagi. And the reason yan kung bakit. Kasi may sleep apnea kasi ako. So, sleep apnea is basically my breathing stops for about 24 seconds straight, 3 times in an hour. So, sa umaga, sobrang bad mood ako. Like, parang...
So, you're not a morning person?
Well, siguro like feelings-wise, I'm not a morning person. But then, since I have so many things to do in my life, like I try my best to be productive during the day. Pero, yun nga, going back to your question, nagiging ganun lang ako just because, siguro number one, because of my sleep apnea. Like, kasi pag nag-sleep apnea, kasi nabawangot ko all night eh.
Oh.
So parang ako kailangan pang mag-workout para mag-good mood ako. Pero hindi pa rin, kumbaga, in top shape yung utak ko. So marami akong ginagawa for me to be in this certain zen mode na parang for me to be focused and like maging mabait sa mga tao. Kasi wala, it's something na it's actually my insecurity as a person. I feel like I'm not at my best all the time and people judge me na mayabang, masungit, but in reality, I'm also experiencing something. I have this sickness na I want to get over with. So I need to go through an operation.
So, ganun pala siya kagrabe?
Yeah, malala siya.
As in, like, okay. I don't want to go into the details of it kasi I know it's going to be very technical. Pero hindi ko alam, may ganyan ka pala ha. Now, it makes sense kasi sa lahat na naging interview ko sa'yo in the past 5 years, parati tayo nagkikita in the afternoon or paggabi na.
Medyo okay nga ako nun eh. Pero umaga,
But never in the morning.
Never in the morning talaga. Like, syempre sa set, sa taping, parang I mean, as we all know naman, showbiz is like, it's an industry that you have to say hi and be nice to everybody.
Yeah, you have to be nice to everyone. Well, as in every industry naman, no?
Industry naman. But then siguro it's extra special if you're a celebrity. Kasi parang, like, you tend to be judged right away.
Yeah.
So, yun eh. So, but then, pero like as a show goes on naman, mas nakikilala nila ako. So, mas nasasabi ko na sa kanila na parang, okay, in the morning, I have this problem. And then you can talk to me, like you can make fun of me. I won't get mad or anything.
Pero of course, as a celebrity, sabi mo nga, no, it's part of the job. Siyempre, di ba, parang, of course, sometimes meron kang mall shows in the morning that you really have to be extra nice to everyone. Paano mong paano mong ginagawa yon na syempre 'di ba bad mood ka in the morning?
There's a certain hours of sleep na pag ginawa ko siya, okay naman ako sa morning. So it will be around 4 hours. Tapos kung marami akong mga gagawin na mga kailangan ko mag-workout na ng 2 beses. Para like to be in that top shape na parang medyo mas happy ako in the afternoon. So like today, since I have so many meetings, started 1 p.m. So I had to work out twice, even if it ended late na last night sa taping. So it's really about knowing your body and how it works.
Mahirap din kasi yun na nga, kailangan talaga yung tamang tempo sa katawan mo, talagang kailangan makuha mo yan para siguradong okay yung araw mo. Yun na nga,
like, I feel like what you do in the day, actually I believe that what you do in the morning is how you do it throughout the day.
Tatanungin ko muna yung reaction mo kasi sobrang init na tinanggap ng viewers yung Filay. Yung love team ninyo na alam mo, surprise love team to kasi hindi naman, 'di ba, at the start never nating napag-usapan na magkakaroon ka ng love team dito. In fact, mag-aaway-away kayo parati ni dito yung character ni Barbie na si Cly.
Well, I guess sa lahat ng teleseries siguro may formula like depende rin talaga sa writers kung paano nila na-execute yung story and also like sa director and like si Direk Zig Dulay naman, like he's a master of his craft na like ang dami yung angles when it comes to scenes na ang dami extra like I feel like he's an extra director. So siguro because of that, because of the writer, because of Barbie's acting and siguro like sa akin na-develop na lang din yung character ko. Siguro yun yung mga reasons why na nagustuhan siya ng mga tao. And like syempre part din nun na medyo nasa serious side kasi sila Maria Clara Ibarra. Whereas Pilay
Kayong
naman,
comic relief.
comic relief eh. So parang I feel like as viewer, I wouldn't wanna see na parang laging drama-drama eh. So siguro mas highlight din yung sa amin because siguro.
You know, I want you to react to this, Dave. Ayon kay Barbie Fortesa sa isang interview, siguro ang isang rason sa paglayag ng Pilay ay yung K-drama aura mo.
Di naman. Siguro Chinese na talaga ako. And,
Hindi, parang alam mo yung 'di ba yung mga matinee idol aura ng mga nasa K-drama. Parang alam mo pag pinapanood kita, I have to agree to that. Kapag pinapanood kita sa Maria Clara at Ibarra, lalo na pag nagpapa-cute ka kay Clay, parang may ganun eh. Parang merong aura na ganun eh.
siguro sa pagpapatuloy ko ng manood ng mga K-drama kasi inaaral ko talaga yung actors,
Yung mga nuances nila.
Sila, tsaka as well as mga ibang artista dito sa Philippines. So, and siguro dahil na rin sa looks ko na Chinese na matangkad na maputi.
Finito, oo.
Finito. Nagmumukha tuloy Korean novela siguro sa buhok ko rin. Ganun.
Pero si Barbie, how is she as a partner dito sa series?
You know, like I have nothing but respect for Barbie. Her love and passion for acting is super contagious. Like she comes on set on time. Like every time na nasa scene kami, talagang memorize na agad niya yung mga linya. Tapos alam talaga niya yung mga nuances and like she just reacts to whatever emotion that I throw at her. So such a pleasure to work with. And I hope na baka sana siya ulit yung maging love team ko sa next soap.
Hindi, kasi malaking bagay yun, yung pag binabato yung certain good energy ng kapartner mo, no? Yung wala kang yung wala kang choice kung hindi bato rin yung good energy na nasa iyo.
No, exactly. Tsaka kasi acting diba dapat nag-react ka lang sa mga kausap mo. And I think Barbie is the best or maybe one of the best in the industry in doing that. Actually, lahat ng nangyayari right now na related to Maria Clara and my character are all overwhelming. Like, this is all new to me. Yung mga attention ng fans, like all the tweets, the TikTok videos. Like, pag naglalakad ako sa malls, it's new to me. And I've never thought ever in my life na this was possible. Na parang someone like me na medyo hindi ko alam kung bakit ako nandito.
Bakit naman?
Wala, I mean, never ko naman kasi inisip na, alam mo yun, na parang maging artista ako or something. So, ayun, like, tapos ngayon na parang naging successful yung show and like people love me for who I am and also my character is just overwhelming and like it's out of this world for me. Nakakatawa rin.
Ikaw kung ikaw yung tatanungin as David, ano ba yung mga naiinis kang ugali ni Fidel?
Well, nung simula, overconfident kasi si Fidel eh. Ang iniisip lang niya is negosyo and hindi siya makatao. Yun yung mga hindi ko nagustuhan sa character ni Fidel during the start. Pero nung eventually, because of him being in love with Clay, nagbago yun. Nagbago yung pananaw niya sa buhay, hindi lang siya puro babae at pera ang nasa isip.
Pero definitely, ang laki ng difference ni Fidel kay David.
Well, I mean, Nelson, I must admit na parang pagbata ka, kapag hindi ka pa open sa mundo, meron ka rin naman talaga. Kumbaga yung pananaw mo, yung perspective mo in life, hindi pa yung parang malawak eh. Kumbaga hindi ka pa aware. Aware na parang, okay, this is happening. This happened because you're doing this. Alam mo yun? So parang, siguro like, as David Licao ako, I should say na nagkaroon din siguro ko ng character development as like Fidel. So,
nag-mature, ika nga.
Sure, yeah. I mean, lahat naman tayo nag-mature. For Fidel, di ba dati nga red flag siya, ngayon green flag, tapos naging super green flag na siya sa LCD na parang pinagalaban niya na yung what is right and what has to change, you know?
Oo, ang laki ng maturity when it comes to yung role ni Fidel?
It's a challenging role for me kasi nagsimula ako ng mayabang tapos bigla one shift. We're plus 13 years diba? Parang, kasi di nga I was in taping, medyo nahihirapan ako, nangangapa pa kasi parang feeling ko brand new show siya like I had to change my nuances, like the way I see things and react to things.
Ako, Dave, parang I may be wrong, pero mahirap syempre, 'di ba, yung mga inaaral nyo puro Tagalog na malalalim at saka yung intonation, yung pagbigkas mo nung Tagalog dapat tama, yung mga ganon. Pero I guess isa sa pinakamahirap na kailangan mo talagang pag-aralan is yung mga facial expressions ni Fidel na parang yung borderline cute pero seryoso. Nahirapan ka doon?
Yung mga previous show ko kasi, Nelson, parang kumbaga parang less is more para sa akin, na parang dapat very less yung mga reactions sa face, puro mata-mata acting, ganyan. But then na-realize ko like upon watching yung mga idols ko in showbiz, tinignan ko paano sila mag-react. So ayun, parang inaral ko na lang din talaga, and luckily I was able to perform well.
Ibibigay ko sa iyo yan. Masasabi ko talaga na maganda yung ginawa mo, maganda yung performance mo dito. And I guess this is your biggest break, this is your best performance na nakita kita.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's talk about you as a heartthrob. Talaga bang you love showing your abs? Kasi most of your photos sa internet nagpapakita ng abs. Yes or no?
No. Siguro marami development, I guess. Nung simula, uso kasi yung dati. Nung mga college ako, parang kumbaga maangas ka kapag maganda yung katawan mo But later on in life, as you mature, as you age, and you just realize that parang, it's better that you're smart here than here.
Pinangarap mo bang maging basketball player? Kasi varsity player ka nung college di ba?
Yeah. Yun talaga. Yes.
As in, like, basketball player versus artista, anong mas gusto mo?
Basketball player.
Talaga?
Oo.
Nagpapakilig ka ng girls, pero ikaw ba, kanino ka kinikilig?
Sa aso ko.
Ano, pangalanan natin? Wag na. Wag na. May girlfriend ka ngayon?
Wala. Kaka-break ko lang actually.
Kailan kahapon? Bakit?
Wala lang. Siguro, syempre, hindi lang talaga nagkakasundo minsan yung mga relationship, di ba? So,
nagka-girlfriend ka na sa showbiz?
Yeah, one. Isa.
Okay. Alam ba namin lahat ito?
Hindi. Taga-ABS-CBN siya.
Okay. Alam ko yun. Huwag na natin pangalanan. Nagpaiyak ka na ba ng girl? Tell us about it.
Naman, syempre, minsan, di ba, kung meron kang mga nagagawa, shortcomings, iiyak. Kapag nagpapagay ka, iiyak. Ganon. Kunwari, napasaya mo ng sobra, iiyak din. So, di ba, yun talaga
Oo. Anong tipo mong girl?
I really like girls who are smart. Yun yung number one, non-negotiable ko. Smart, simple, comes from a good family, and knows what she wants, and knows her limits, and knows what she does not want. And may kumpiyansa sa sarili.
Kailangan ba, malaking factor ba kung Chinese yung girl?
Well, hindi naman, honestly. Hindi naman. Yung dad ko nga, hindi naman din full Chinese talaga. Like, konting Chinese lang siya. So, hindi naman
ito. Ano to may intriga tong tanong na to. Nagka-GF ka na ba ng mas matanda sa'yo? Ano ang opinion mo sa May-December love affair?
Siguro 2 years. 1-2 years. Nagkaroon na ako ng girlfriend na 1-2 years.
Pero hindi yung 10 years older. Pero sa'yo, okay lang ba yun?
with all honesty,
Yes.
as of right now, I'm really focused on my career.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I have so many things to do na parang I know for a fact that girls want to get married or like hope to get married sooner than guys. Diba? Like,
Ah.
gusto nila 20, 29, yun na yung max na gusto nila ikasal.
Oo. Kasi parang
Yeah.
karamihan ng girls na kausap ko tungkol dyan kasi ano daw the clock is ticking for them daw Kasi gusto nila magka-baby pa.
Exactly. So, yun. So, nasa right now, nasa stage ako. Siguro when I was like 18, baka okay na sa akin. So, nanda ako konti, di ba? Pero like right now, I'd rather date for someone na medyo mas mabata sa akin so that I still have this, like, time window na makakapag-focus ako sa tsaka sa acting career siya.
Kung magkakaanak ka, ilan bang gusto mong maging anak?
3 to 4.
May ganun ka na ba?
3 to 4.
Bakit?
Wala, parang gusto ko ng one big happy family.
Yeah. 4, medyo malaki na yun no?
3 to 4.
4 kids.
Really excited. I'm looking forward to that.
Ano yung tingin mo sa mga girls na gumagawa ng first move sa guy?
Siguro, kapag depende siya Kunwari siguro kapag kapatid ko siya, nagalit ako sa kanya.
Away to.
Away ko, huwag ka ganyan. Diba? Pero syempre, pag girl yun.
Pag ikaw yun, towards you.
Kapatid ko, na lalaki, no, go lang, sige.
Hindi, sa'yo, ikaw, may nag-first move na ba sa'yo?
Meron naman, hindi masyado You know, Nelson, I feel like, parang pag-artista ka, tendency, baka naisip ng mga tao na parang, you're a celebrity, na parang, parang masyado kang busy for me, and you're in the limelight. But in reality, we're all just the same, Like, alam mo, like, ordinary lang ako, nagkataon lang na trabaho ko yung showbiz. Kasi parang people are hyping up the artistas, diba? But the thing,
that's true.
Like, we're all the same, So, parehas lang naman yung perspective ko when it comes to girls. It's just that maybe I'm busier and kung doktor ako, kung attorney ako, kung basketball player ako, parehas lang. Basically,
that's true. Ang ganda ng tingin mo sa buhay. Kasi keeps you, it makes you a grounded person kung ganyan yung tingin mo. Kung pare-pareho. Totoo naman talaga yun di ba? Nangyari lang na ako, reporter ako, or, ikaw, artista ka. So, it doesn't make us any different from somebody who works in a bank.
Yeah, it's the same. All the same. You don't have to be nice to everybody.
Okay, let's talk about David as an actor. 2023, ano ba yung gusto mong ma-achieve ngayon sa career mo? Kasi ang ganda ng start Ang ganda nung nung iniwan ng 2022 sa iyo 'Di ba? So ang ganda nung start ng 2023.
Siguro like what I don't want lang to happen is like, like be like a one-hit wonder. Umangat yung career ko because of Fidel, but that's it. Alam mo yun? Like, may mga ibang artista at hindi lang artista na parang sa ibang industry rin na parang isang one hit nagkaroon ka ng proyekto sa construction or something or sa pag-artista, isa lang tapos okay ka na, di ba? So parang I wanna have like a like sustainable career na sana mag-keep up ko yung what I have right now because who does not want that?
That's right, and you work hard for it.
Yeah, exactly.
After ba ng Maria Clara at Ibarra, meron ka ng, at least man lang na pag-uusapan ng mga projects?
Yung movie namin ni Shaira Diaz, it's coming out on February 15. And apart from that, I think I have a movie with Barbie Forteza.
A movie?
Yeah. Actually,
wow! So mabubuhay yung Pilay.
Yeah, yeah, and I heard din na magkakaroon ulit kami ng teleserye ni Barbie. So, I heard lang,
claim na natin yan. Claim na natin yan. Kasi ang ganda ng chemistry nyo talaga
Yeah.
Na parang alam mo, nakakatuwa kayo kasi yung alam naman natin na talagang behind the camera, wala naman talaga kayong any romantic spark eh. 'Di ba? I mean, you're friends. Pero pagdating sa harap ng camera, parang wow, parang akala mo magjowa tong dalawang to. Oh.
Kaya nga eh. I guess, ano lang talaga, beauty lang din ng skills ng acting ni Barbie.
Well, at saka ikaw din.
We're good friends talaga. Barbie is such a nice girl. She's genuine, and I have nothing but praises to her.
Okay, now let's talk about you being a businessman. Kasi ito yung isa sa mga bagay na ikinakahanga ko talaga sa iyo eh. Kasi talagang ikaw super hands-on ka sa mga business mo. Yung ang dami kong kilala kasi na maglalabas lang ng pera, tapos bahala na kayo, and then of course minsan mo okay yung business pero most of the time hindi. Pero ikaw talaga from the start, talagang ikinukwento mo sa akin from scratch lahat ng kalit-liitang supplier ng asukal, talagang kinakausap mo.
Lahat talaga.
Pero importante yun yung pagiging hands-on sa business.
Yeah, kasi kapag hindi ka hands-on, hindi mo alam kung yung nangyayari. Pwede kang maloko. And I feel like if you're hands-on, it fuels you. It gives you the drive, like reach your goal, So parang for me kasi it all starts with why, like your vision. And ako I set this vision for my business na parang ito yung gusto ko ma-achieve. So like I'm here, and like am I willing? Do I have the motivation and the drive to get to this? So it's just it's a constant struggle din siya for me na parang to be to be more motivated every single day.
Tell me something about your 4 businesses. Take note mga kapuso not just 1 but 4 businesses. Itong taong to hindi ko alam kung paano ka natutulog, pero 4 yung inaasikaso mong business.
Well, number 1 is Sobra Cafe. It's a restaurant cafe in Alabang, Molito.
Bakit Sobra?
Nagsimula kasi ako sa condominium. So, me and my partner, nag-iisip kami kung ano yung magiging concept namin during the pandemic. Tapos, kwento ko lang kung paano ako nagsimula. Nung pandemic, bored din. Diba? Like, I feel like everybody's super bored. Like as for me, like walang tapings. So like it gave me the time to reflect and have time for the things that I wanted to do. Diba? And isa dun is yung pag-aaral. I went back to studying. I studied all about business, like entrepreneurship, marketing. And then yung mentor ko kasi, Nelson, like, parang kinausap niya ako. Parang sabi niya, "Hey David, do you have a business idea already in mind?" And then I went like, none yet, ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, can I see your Instagram usage rate? And like at that time, it was 2 hours. So it's 2 hours. Nahiya pa ako. And then sabi niya, makes sense. That's why you don't have any business ideas because you keep using your phone. It's like when you're bored, sabi niya, you're bored, you have to embrace your boredom, and that's when the creativity comes in.
Maganda yun when you're bored, you have to embrace your boredom because that is when creativity comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Totoo yan.
Kasi lahat tayo, millennials, Gen Z, lahat ng edad, kapag na-bored, nag-cellphone. Diba? Hindi ka na-bored. Hindi ka maging creative. So yun. So parang yun yung ginawa ko. So until ngayon, umabot na hanggang ngayon na parang I really give time for my boredom, to embrace my boredom. Like let's say 30 minutes in a day. Tapos doon ko maiisip yung mga gusto kong maging vision ko. So anyway, going back, doon nagsimula yung negosyo ko. Like, nung naging bored lang ako, embrace ko lang until yun, biglang boom, dumating na yung mga ideas. And then the very next day, I did it. Studied.
And of course, that's Sobra. And then you also have Kuya Korea.
Yeah, Kuya Korea. Yun yung wino-work on ko kanina kasi I'm expanding into franchising. So, magpapa-franchise na ako sa buong Pilipinas. Siguro magsimula muna ako sa NCR, sa Luzon.
Kumakain ako dyan doon sa UP Town
Teka, kamusta? Sarap naman.
Masarap. Sayang nga hindi kita nadadatnan doon eh.
Sabihan mo lang ako.
Oo, kasi balita ko, nagsiserve ka rin doon eh, no?
Lahat ginagawa natin para...
Nagmamap ka ng floor?
Hindi. Kung may nakita lang ako doon, pinupulot ko naman. Para setting a good example there, di ba?
Well, hands-on ka pa rin, di ba? And aside from that, you have other 2 businesses. What are those?
Number 3, yung As Nature Intended. It's a healthy online website. Yung pinakauna ko negosyo. And I also have a third franchise in Valenzuela. And then actually man na siya. So meron na akong construction company ngayon. So we have 5 projects right now.
Pati construction, pinasok mo na.
Yeah. Kasi yun yung beauty ng ng like being in the moment by meditating. Like alam mo, kunwari, for example, syempre yung Kuya Korea in Sobra. Syempre, naging kinonstruct yun, di ba? So lagi ako pupunta doon. Inaaral-aral ko. Pagka-aral-aral ko, sinusubukan ko ng alamin lahat eh. I was just being a sponge during those times. And then I realized na parang, ito pala yung construction. Kaya ko pala itong gawin. Parang, pwede ko itong gawin So yun, like, isip until yun. Naging contractor na din.
No, why not, diba? Oo.
Yeah.
Ang galing yung entrepreneurialship mo.
I just never know kung ano yung magiging... Kumbaga, hindi natin alam na yung next good idea or like next good thing is actually right in front of us. You just have to be in the moment all the time.
Yeah, because sometimes, diba, hindi mo alam kung magwo-work o hindi magwo-work yung isang idea. Pero definitely, hindi yan nag-work kung hindi mo sinubukan.
Kailangan mo talaga, yung first step talaga is trying. That first step, which is the hardest, honestly.
Pero mahirap nitong pandemic lalo na, no? You're really gutsy na your businesses sinimulan mo during the pandemic, whereas alam mo that there are businesses na nagsasara ngayong pandemic.
Siguro naniwala lang din talaga ako sa vision ko, and naniwala rin ako sa partners ko, sa chef ko, sa isa kong partner. Naniwala lang ako, and I guess, gaya ng sinabi mo na if you don't try, you will never know. And if you don't try, you already failed. So I just took that step, and then being persistent every single day. Persistence is key. It's really the key to everything.
Dave, I'm gonna end this by asking you, sa tagal nating magkaibigan, I'm sure meron kang gustong itanong sa akin. Kasi may segment kami dito na Ask Nelson. Pero kung ikaw na yung magtatanong sa akin ngayon, ano yung gusto mong itanong sa akin?
Are you, Nelson, genuinely happy with everything that is going on with your life right now?
Lalim ang tanong mo happy? Kasi alam mo, for me, happiness, hindi naman yan constant. Hindi yan yung everyday happy. Kasi wala naman talagang ganun eh. Pero in general, kung susumahin mo if you look at it sa isang, diba, if you're going to put it in a vessel, like parang isang 1 week, generally happy ako. Merong mga times kasi, diba, na yung nabubugnot ka, naiinis ka, nagagalit ka. So, syempre, di ba, deterrent to happiness yan. Pero, it doesn't make you less of a happy person. Ano lang perspective lang. Di ba? Na, instead of looking at it na parang ang dami kong deterrent to happiness, ba't hindi mo siya tignan na parang generally happy ka? So, hindi ko masagot kung genuinely happy, totoo, I feel happiness. Pag nararamdaman ko yung happiness, totoo. Pero ngayon, I am generally happy with what I am doing, with who I am, and the people who surrounds me, talaga nagbibigay sila sa akin ng happiness.
Okay. I like what you said, yung it's about perspective na parang hindi ka naman everyday talagang maging masaya. It's about, like, yung kumbaga in general, yung kumbaga kung paano mo tingnan yung mga bagay, happy ka na dun. So that's I love your answer.
Ganon ka rin ba?
Oo, syempre, gaya ng sinabi mo, it's not everyday that you're happy. But it's about sometimes, minsan kasi kapag pressured ka sa life, ang dami mong gusto, maabot ka sa point na parang baka maging masungit ka na, ganyan. So control na lang siguro ng emotions na parang okay, be at this level na lang din all the time. Siguro pangit kasi minsan, di ba, kung sobrang happy mo, biglang boom, baba mo naman the next day. Can I also add na yung expectations kasi yung pinaka dapat iniiwasan kasi yung nakakapagpa-lungkot sa atin, di ba? Kung dahil hindi mo na expectations mo, siguro lower down expectations na lang din.
Parang minsan, di ba, pag katulad niyan, meron kang nagawang isang bagay na maganda, tapos, di ba, magsaset ka ng goal na another bar higher. Tapos, minsan hirap na hirap ka to reach that goal. Tanungin mo rin yung sarili mo, pero teka muna, ayos na ako dun sa isa eh. Ito ba talaga para sa akin? Kasi it doesn't work. Baka naman meron pang iba.
Totoo,
kasi di ba masyado tayong focus to sa kinukuha natin minsan eh. Parang, ito yung gusto ko, ito yung gusto ko.
Tama. Siguro kailangan mo na din talagang tanggapin minsan na hindi para sa'yo yung mga bagay-bagay gaya na sinabi ko.
Kasi meron definitely na para sa'yo eh.
Exactly.
Katulad nga ikaw, yung Maria Clara at Ibarra, in-expect mo ba yan? Di ba? Hindi mo naman in-expect yan.
Hindi nga eh. Yeah, siguro kailangan mo lang din talagang huwag masyadong dibdibin lahat ng mga nangyayari sa'yo. Kung dito para sa'yo, siguro kailangan mo nang pumunta dun sa next. Diba? Para, kung di na para sa'yo. Kung kapag naging malungkot ka pa, ikaw lang din mahihirapan.
Nakakalimutan mong, teka, kaya ako sinimulan to kasi gusto kong mag-enjoy.
Yeah.
Diba? Ngayon, pag nawawala na, kasi alam mo, if that fails, yung ginagawa mo, yung endeavor mo, if that fails, at hindi ka nag-enjoy, talo ka.
Totoo. It's all about perspective.
Nako David, thank you very much for this enriching 1 hour na pag-uusap natin. At alam mo yan, tuwing nag-uusap tayo, tuwing nagkukwentuhan tayo about life, and sinasabi ko sa iyo, ang dami-dami kong natututunan. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dels. And can I just say that, I just love talking to you. You're such a good listener, and like, ang dami mo na sinasabi sa akin. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.